Attention, please. Ted and Mary, our gracious hosts, happy anniversary to a incredible couple. We didn't know what to get you. You clearly have everything. You know, we're not going to get you a toaster or a blender. So, our incredibly talented daughter, Sammy, as our gift to you, is going to sing a special song. So let's have a nice round of applause for
That's a
Sammy
gift?
dancing.
Are you kidding?
Sammy is going to sing. Let's hear it for Sammy.
How is that a gift?
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you.
Oh my God.
You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too
Are you
good
kidding
to
me?
be true.
Are you kidding?
Can't take my
This is the worst thing I've ever heard in my
eyes
life.
off of you. I love you, baby, and if it's quite
That's good.
alright.
Very good. Very good. Okay,
What are you doing?
wonderful. Very
What
good,
are you
Sammy.
doing?
No,
No,
that
she's
was
not
terrible.
done. What are you doing?
That was very good. Very
Why are
good.
you interrupting
Very
her,
good,
Larry?
huh?
Why are you? She was singing the song. What were you doing?
The song's over.
No, the song was not over. You know the song was not over,
thought the
and
song
you
was
cut
over.
her off. You ruined the whole gift. That was our gift, for God's sake.
Oh, I thought
Sammy,
the
that
song
was
over.
great.
Let's give her a nice round of applause. That was good. That was good. Yeah. What's that? Talented kid.
Goodness gracious, that sounds like some type of Bob's Burgers type of thing too. Lynn,
I can
stop.
relate to that so hard.
Lynn,
I can
enough,
so relate
enough.
to that.
Hey, good job. Good job.
Baby,
Good
job.
if it's
Good
quite
try,
alright. Yeah. Goodness gracious. What was that from again?
That was from Curb Your Enthusiasm, the great Larry David, in honor of Richard Lewis, the awesome comedian who appeared on that show. Very many. That's like my favorite Curb Your Enthusiasm clip, though. It's so good.
Yeah. That's funny. Okay, all right, moving on.
What else are you good at?
job.
You good at math or something? You know, focus on your math, okay? You know.
Jeez Louise.
Oy vey.
Well, anyways, welcome back to yet another episode of Bump That episode 138. If you don't know who we are, we've got Brian in this corner.
Pretty good.
We've got KT in this corner.
I love you, baby. Can't take my eyes off you, baby.
Goodness gracious, why did you turn into a 70-year-old woman? Anyways,
7-year-old woman.
70.
70.
Yes, a 70-year-old woman.
Hippity hoppity, don't stop.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm Ileana, your host, and we are siblings who have a love for all things nerdy, movies, video games, TV shows, all things of that sort, and decided to talk about it here on the internet with all of you people, and here you are listening. So, welcome. We've got multiple claps today because it happened. It happened. We talked about it last week, and here it is now. We have at our fingertips, at our hands, in our remote controllers, the Avatar: The Last Airbender TV show on Netflix. It is here. It is with us. I'm sure by now most people have already binge watched it, but not us. Not us. We are going.
It's
We're
been difficult.
Not us.
We're
It's
going.
been very difficult.
Yes, we're in the
Yes.
trenches, okay? I've already got trench foot from just 1 week being
Ew.
stuck in
Ew.
this mud that we cannot watch. The entire
If
series
anything,
that's
you
already
have
been given
trench
to us.
face. Trench
Anything,
face.
you have gingivitis.
Trench face.
Yeah, I do probably have
Itchy butt
gingivitis.
crack.
No, it's because there was no toilet paper. But,
Scoliosis of the butt.
ew. I'm...
Good one, Brian.
Shut up. So, yes, it is with us now. We have all the episodes. However, like I said, we are not going to be watching them, binge watching. We're going to be watching them week by week, breaking down each episode with you guys here on the Bump That podcast. And before we get, before we get started, I don't know if I should say this one. I wanted to do my It's
You cheated. You watched all the episodes. You fool.
I didn't. I said I've got trench foot. But the way I wanted to say people. Can I say my sentence? Listen, I want people to subscribe, okay? And the way people, remember to subscribe is by telling them to airbend the subscribe button, shoot a fireball at the subscribe button. Well, based off of the the first episode of this Netflix series, the one I wrote down was genocide that subscribe button.
Oh my gosh. Where did that come from?
The first episode of the Avatar episode.
Oh, I get it.
Genocide that subscribe button.
Oh,
do you think that needs to be bleeped? Do you think the lords at YouTube won't like that?
I don't think the lords at YouTube care about us very much.
You don't know that. Whatever. But anyways, hit the subscribe button. It helps us out and knows that we have listeners, that you guys are watching. Also, reading the comments is also just one of the best things. I love responding to them and interacting with you guys. So, now that we're here, now that we've got this episode, I want to be seeing all the comments of your opinions of what you guys thought, and if you guys have similar opinions or differing opinions from ours. So before we do that, we're going to jump into the news. So let's go ahead and start. All right, this one, I was not seeing this coming, okay? We're going to be doing short news, and we're going to kind of blow through this so we can get to the chunk. However, Pokemon teased, okay, a new Pokemon Legends game expected to come out in 2025. Where did that come from? That was so random.
I'm so excited. Not really. Not if you think about it.
How? Why?
Because Pokemon Arceus, Legends Arceus was so not only popular,
successful.
It sold a lot. Yeah, successful. Thank you. It was an important video game.
Well, that's
the
not
Pokemon franchise.
That's not what I mean. I think what I mean is, of course, they were gonna have a sequel or some sort, another installment. However, I'm saying the timing is really weird.
Oh, you mean like putting it for 2025?
2025, which is like...
It makes perfect sense to me.
Well, I'm like, okay,
Perfect
so we're
sense.
not getting a Switch Pro? Or Switch 2? Is this not coming to Switch 2? When is that, coming around? The rumors are flying left and right about the Switch 2, and then this drops, and it's like, oh, wait, what? That's a whole other year from now.
My opinion, they are going to drop it on the next console. Why else would they say it's coming out in 2025?
Yeah.
Because the rumor has it that the new Switch, not Switch Pro,
Switch 2.
just Switch 2 or whatever it's going to be called.
And that's what the community's calling it, so I think that's fair to
just
call it
Switch
that.
2, is coming out 2025. And that gives plenty of time for Pokemon to actually put time and effort into this game.
Yeah, because Arceus didn't get any DLC or anything like that, right?
That is correct. And it was so groundbreaking for Pokemon that it needed more time. And I think hopefully, fingers crossed, they realize, you know what? We should make our games good.
We should make it a little bit more streamlined to battle and catch Pokemon, just like how we did in Arceus, or Arceus, however you want to pronounce it. And the fact that people got Scarlet and Violet and thought, oh, well, maybe they're going to carry the same controls and mechanics over into this other game, and then it didn't, and people were disappointed that we went back to, Sword and Shield or Sun and Moon or whatever. So I'm glad to see that they listened and that they're continuing on with the Legends games, because it really was groundbreaking with how easy it was to do all of those things.
Now, there won't be any excuse, not one excuse if the game sucks.
Yeah.
Because this is a game that nobody is like, I'm foaming at the mouth for the new Legends game. Where's my new Legends game? In fact, nobody is foaming at the mouth for the new Pokemon game.
No. They're like, oh my gosh, we've had too many. I need a break.
Yes.
And that's what the community was also saying about this Legends game coming out, not this year, but next year. They're like, finally, we've got a breather from Pokemon games. We love Pokemon, don't get us wrong. However, give us a break. Too many Pokemon games. So we'll see where that goes. Bump that will be there in the year 2025, the year of our Lord and Savior, of course. So we'll be there. Don't give me those eyebrows, Brian. Put those away. I see them. Put them away. Put them away. Anyways, moving on with the news. The Naked Gun. Why is this in here? The Naked Gun reboot has been cast with Liam Neeson, led by Seth MacFarlane as the director. What is this news?
I just saw this today. Just this news today. And I was like, that makes sense.
Why?
I'm in. I'm on board.
That is
with
like
Liam Neeson, that'll be hilarious.
It's such an old
because
franchise.
we have proof. No, we have proof that this can work. We actually have proof.
Why? Elaborate.
Because in the one scene in Ted 2 where Liam Neeson goes up to Ted trying to buy a box of Trix cereal. You guys have never seen that?
I've never seen Ted.
I only saw the first one, not the second one.
Okay, he's like, excuse me. I've been led to believe that this box of cereal is strictly for kids. And Ted, by Seth MacFarlane's like, yeah, something like that, yeah. So
he plays the teddy bear, right?
That if I...
Yeah.
Okay.
Seth MacFarlane plays the teddy bear.
Yeah, okay,
Liam Neeson is just playing himself.
Okay.
And he's like, it's kind of like I have a very set of skills, and he's like,
yeah.
So if I walk out of here with this box of cereal, I won't face incarceration? No, sir, you should be fine. You should be able to walk out. Even though, as you can see, I'm not a child. Yes, I can visibly see that.
Yeah. So that
money here for you. Okay, sir. Have a nice day. It just works. Seth MacFarlane, Liam Neeson do a Naked Gun. It could be a lot of double entendres.
He's done comedies like that before as like himself, very serious. Like he was Bad Cop in the Lego Movie, and that was amazing. He did such a good job there.
Yes.
He's been in other animated films as well, and I think he plays those like serious roles but goofy at the same time very well.
I think it's gonna work with it's Akiva Schaffer directing, and then Seth MacFarlane's producing.
Producing.
I
can't read.
I think he's producing. He'll have some. Maybe it'll be very Family Guy-esque. Lots of just double entendres, some really goofy humor.
Entendres?
Visual
Are you
humor.
Bugs Bunny? We got some double entendres.
Isn't that what it is? What are you
Entendre. Man, aren't you the literary dork? Come on. Even I knew that.
Intendries? I don't know.
What? Tendricles? What are you talking about? Dendrites?
Anyways, I think it can work. Nobody can be Leslie Nielsen, rest in peace, but I don't know. I'm excited.
Yeah, that was a random one, but I mean, they could work. It could work.
I love the Naked Gun movies. I love Police Academy.
Airplane.
Airplane is so good.
So good.
I don't know how that movie is rated PG. Some of those things are like, whoa, whoa,
Which
shield
one?
your... The first one.
Airplane.
Airplane.
There was one time I was babysitting.
No, it's rated R.
Are you sure?
It is, because here's the story. I did not realize this at all. So growing up, we watched Airplane all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
It was on
Whatever
TV.
was on TV, we watched the heck out of that movie. It was so great. Or the Naked Gun movies. We watched it all the time. It wasn't until my girls were like 4 or 5, 6 or 7. And I was like, hey girls, let's watch Airplane on Netflix. Okay, never realizing that Airplane is completely edited for television.
Oh yeah, it's so
So
inappropriate.
we're watching the movie. It's very funny, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I have no clue. I was about 35 years old. A woman's bare chest just comes front and center in the screen. I'm talking not just a quick. No, her bazongas are right there for the picking, and it's like, oh my gosh!
I have a similar story.
Wait. I'm looking on Google, and this movie, 1980, is rated PG. Look at that.
But it's got boobs.
It's got boobies! It's rated PG.
I have a similar story. So I was babysitting a little boy, and I was with my best friend, and we fell into that same thing where we had both grown up watching this movie, thought it was hilarious. So we're like, yeah, why don't we put it on for him? And that was on there. We're like, holy God! Oh, no.
It was on even the edited TV version. Okay, even the edited TV version. We had it on at home, and the boys are in the living room with us, and something about some position pops up on TV. I'm like, whoa, okay, let's change the channel. I know they don't know what that means, but I know what that means, and eventually they're gonna know what that means, and we're moving on.
Yeah,
it's like, oh my gosh.
They're like, Dad was watching naked boobies at home.
Yeah,
with
boobies.
Us.
No, don't. That's not it. Let me explain.
Yeah, so that'll be an interesting one, the Naked Gun. We'll see how that does. That's just casting. There's no, date or,
I think it's set to come out in 2025.
That dang
I think that's what
2025.
I
Yeah,
read.
they
Who
can
knows?
make
Apparently I
comedy
can't
movies
read.
like that quick. They make them really fast. I mean, there's
Yeah.
they can write a script in 2 weeks and then it's done. Print money.
Big money.
It says this currently untitled story from the files of the police squad comes to theaters on July 28th, 2025.
There you go. Boom.
There you go.
We'll be there.
They're gonna film it this summer and then it'll be ready.
Go into editing and
next
whatnot.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
no, it'll be done, no problem. Piece of
Well, all
cake.
right. So, like you said at the beginning, Brian, we did have a passing away. So, enlighten us on this one.
Go ahead, Kay.
Oh, I was saying Brian to do it, but okay.
Yeah, Brian, do it.
No.
Oh.
You know what? I'll do
Honestly-
it, okay? Curb Your Enthusiasm, like Brian opened us up with, the actor Richard Lewis has passed away at the age of 76. So, that's quite sad.
And I've seen his face. Wasn't he? I feel like he was in a lot of things that I've seen.
Yeah,
he's in a lot
other
of
than
Sandler
Curb Your
movies, right?
Enthusiasm.
He was in
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
He was in Robin Hood,
Robin
Men in
Hood,
Tights.
Men in Tights. Yeah, he played Prince John.
Oh, I don't really know a whole lot of these,
okay,
unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was in. Who's that guy? Brian, help me out. Who's that guy that's in?
Oh my gosh.
What?
What?
How embarrassing.
What?
We're supposed to be knowledgeable about this stuff and
She's asking a
teaching the
question.
audience.
It's a question.
She doesn't even know the question she's asking.
You don't know the question I'm asking. Who's
That's exactly what I just said.
Man, shut up!
No, I'm just repeating it. Who's that guy that's in all those Sandler movies that is like his buddy? He's in a lot of them. He was in
Rob
He's in a bunch of
Schneider?
those.
No, he was
No.
in 50 First Dates, The Wedding Singer. He's the guy with the mullet and the mustache. That gives a lot, I know. You what? No, I don't know. Just look that up. Who's that guy?
Dan
No way.
Aykroyd?
No.
Kevin
my gosh.
James?
Not Dan Ack.
Oh.
No.
My
Rob
gosh.
Schneider?
No.
Sean Astin?
Oh my lord, no. Frick, who is this guy that I'm thinking of?
I'm looking at 51st Dates, and I don't know who you're talking about. What'd you say he was also in? The Wedding Singer?
Yeah, but I don't see him here.
You're imagining this person.
No, I'm not. Oh man, just move on. Anyway.
Matthew Glave?
Oh gosh.
Billy
No.
Idol?
Anyways, rest in peace, Richard Lewis. You were very, very funny. You were a comedian of an earlier age, of the 70s and 80s and 90s. Not really our generation, but what we saw of you, you were great. Definitely just awesome. So funny. And Curb Your Enthusiasm, you're great. That's why, yeah, we want to give props to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on from that, this was something, Katie, that you did not include in the show doc. However, it was a message that you sent to Brian and I earlier this week. From Screen Rant, Aquaman 2 box office officially passes 2022 DC's flop entire global gross in just 4 weeks. So that's a headline, man. Like, gosh. I was watching the Justice League animated TV show the other day with the boys.
Oh my gosh, I've been watching that too.
They have so much potential.
Holy crap. I was watching that last night.
No
I'm not
way.
even kidding you,
Guys, we're like siblings. Who else was
dude.
watching
Son
it?
of a witch.
Where's anybody else in our YouTube
Wait, what episode were
subscribers?
you watching? What were you watching? Which
I
episode?
can tell you right now.
I can tell you right now. War World.
Oh, I'm past that one.
Great episode.
I love War World.
Is great.
I've seen that episode. I've seen the whole series like through twice.
Yes, I have as well.
War World is like the
iconic.
Thor, Ragnarok. It's like they ripped that straight up. That's exactly what that is.
Yeah, you're so correct.
I'm on Twilight
100%.
Part 2. Twilight Part 2 with Darkseid.
Oh, those are good. I like Darkseid. I just got to the episode where we've got the monkeys Grand. We just got to that. And Solivar. Yeah. Where are you at, Brian?
Good.
I was watching. Well, I'm on Justice League Unlimited.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so I was watching that, and I was watching the episode where the android returns back to Earth to seek. He wants to kill Lex Luthor, so all the Justice League is trying to defend Lex Luthor and everything, and it's just awesome because everybody's there. The Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah.
Lex Luthor is, I mean, Clancy Brown as Lex Luthor, Mr. Krabs.
Yes.
Is there anything this guy can't do?
He's also Long Fang.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. It's like, is there anything this guy can't do?
He's
so talented.
There's actually a video game called Detroit Become Human, if you've ever heard of it before. Mm-hmm. He plays the detective, and his voice is so good, and he's also like cursing at Connor, and it sounds so funny, like Mr. Krabs being like, "Damn it, Connor," stuff like that. I love that. So good. But yeah, that's so weird. How are we all watching Justice League? What the heck?
Because it's so good.
It is so good.
I was watching an episode, and it's like, oh my gosh, Kevin Conroy. Oh, baby. So good. I was watching an episode where...
Calm down over there.
He's getting sweaty.
Wonder Woman and Batman are on a stakeout.
Yeah.
And then this witch lady or whatever, sorceress lady, turns Wonder Woman into a pig. And then Batman finds Zatanna, who's such an underrated superhero person.
Yeah.
I love her a lot. But in order to bring Diana, Wonder Woman, back as a human, Bruce Wayne has to sing in front of an audience. Mm-hmm. And Kevin Conroy sings, and it's like...
But
I love it.
But then again, it's
an iconic episode.
But this is where I'm bringing this up and why we brought this up to begin with. They have so much good material, and not even from the shows, from the comic books as well, and they don't use it. And they trash every single thing about these characters that we love, and it's just, why can they not make a amazing, super cool thing like World that was so iconic and that you remember to this day of being like, "Whoa, world!" You know, so cool. And they can't make any of the movies like
been
that
done now, though.
But the movies are so bland. They're lacking so much character.
I feel like you could resurrect some of those stories. You could still resurrect some of those stories, give it a new spin.
Yeah. What do you mean Thor did it?
It doesn't have to be War World. It can be literally anything.
No, I'm not saying at all recreate War World. I'm saying you've got a slew or a catalog of amazing episodes that you can create some type of film off of. That you've got all these characters built up. Their characters are amazing. They're written well.
I think the trouble is that you have to, in 22 minutes, you're able to tell a complete story, or at least a good part 1, part 2 of a story.
Yeah, they do a lot of those.
But then you have to transfer that 22 minutes into a 90-minute to 2-hour film.
But that's the thing. They're able to develop the characters into likable people. And it's like they don't do that with these movies. They throw them immediately into a situation. And this makes me think of like why Spider-Verse was so successful. You like Miles before anything happens to Miles. They developed his character that you're like, I like this teenage kid. I like what he's got. His kid's got spunk. This kid's got attitude. He's funny. He's likable, relatable, whatever. And then you get to the problem. These other Marvel movies and DC movies, specifically DC, because Marvel, I think, handles it well. DC specifically will just like introduce a character but not tell you anything about them. They're just like, that's Wonder Woman, and now we're in a conflict. There's no build up for you to like these characters or want to save them or want to see them, be saved, stuff like that. And I think that's where I guess like Justice League, they have plenty of time to establish these characters and make them likable and then throw them into the midst of whatever the problem is.
Maybe that should be an episode one day. If we could pick any Justice League, if we had to resurrect and save the DCEU using episodes from the Justice League, which one would you use?
And also create a cast.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool. Because like the cast,
I have the one in mind.
The cast now is like fine, but they're so worn out because they've been in it for so long now.
Did you guys see the picture? James Gunn, he posted the selfie of the cast of Superman Legacy. I think that's what it's called. With Nicholas Hoult, Rachel Brosnahan, Nathan Fillion, the whole cast of the new film.
I don't think I saw that.
Did I see that? I think I saw that.
Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor is completely bald. The Superman guy is very tall, as he should be. Look it up. James Gunn.
As long as it's
Superman
not,
selfie.
What's his name? Eisenhower, curly-headed social network dude. What's his name? Jesse Eisner.
Jesse Eisenberg.
That's the one.
Eisenberg.
What did I see?
Yeah, his Lex Luthor
Miss
was god-awful. So bad. Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
And it's not his fault. That was a miscasting, like the worst casting of all time.
No, it is, because they were like, hey, you were in The Social Network about the Facebook guy, and
how would you
Lex
like
Luthor
to be a
is kind of like the Facebook guy. What if the Facebook guy was a supervillain, and we just go from there?
That's terrible casting.
Brilliant.
Oh, okay. Let's also move on real quick. Last one. This one was, did you guys see the poster of the new Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare?
No. What kind of title is that? What is this?
That is starring, it's got some big names in it.
So did Argyle. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
That's so
Sorry,
fair.
I'm being a pessimist right now, but I mean
That is very fair.
Big names don't mean anything to me anymore.
This one, though, is starring our boy Henry Cavill, and I feel like he doesn't attach himself to things unless he really believes in it, you know?
Wasn't he in Argyle?
No.
He just was in Argyle.
No, he was not.
He was in
He
Argyle.
was in Argyle, I swear.
His name is Argyle in the movie. Come on, man.
He was not. Henry Cavill?
Dude. Henry Cavill is in freaking Argyle.
I did not even notice that.
Yeah, even your boy John Cena.
I feel
Stop.
like there were a ton of people in Argyle.
He was! Oh my gosh! How did I not even...
Howard was in it. Like, come on.
Dua Lipa, who is now making her movie debut from being in Barbie.
I think it's it's definitely the end of the movie star. It's nobody's gonna go to a movie just because your favorite movie star is in it. That's just the way it is now. Nobody's gonna. Those days are done.
Except for legacy people that are returning, such as Hugh Jackman as Logan.
Or even your Batman dude, Brian, that was in...
I disagree.
Your Batman dude that was in the Flash movie.
I did. Yeah, you're Michael Keaton.
Mike Keaton.
But
yeah,
but it's not because it's Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. It's not because it's Michael Keaton as Batman. It's because it's the original actor who happened to play the best version of that character in the movie.
That's fair.
You know, nobody's going to, they've talked about this. You know, this is what Quentin Tarantino has talked about, Scorsese have talked about when it comes to superhero movies. People are going to see the character. They're going to see Batman or Wolverine. They don't care. They want the best version of that character, and it's happened to played by such and such person. Yeah. Nobody goes to see, honestly, I mean, nobody goes to see a Hugh Jackman movie because, oh, Hugh Jackman's in it. Nobody goes to see a Michael Keaton movie because I'm a huge fan of Michael Keaton. Those days, nobody goes to see, what's you know, nobody goes to see, who plays Barbie? What's her name again?
Margot Robbie.
Nobody goes to see Margot Robbie in a movie unless she's playing Barbie. She has to play Barbie for people to go see Barbie.
Margot Robbie as Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, nobody would see that. Even though everybody loves Margot Robbie. But if she's not playing Barbie, nobody cares.
Oh, who is that? Monica Lewinsky.
Oh dear.
Okay.
You know, all
right.
That could probably work.
No.
Emma Stone as Sarah Palin.
Okay. Stop while you're ahead.
You're done. You're done.
Your physical pain is happening now.
Billie Eilish as Hillary Clinton. Don't look up in the air like you're trying to consider that.
I was thinking about, for some reason, I was thinking of Kenan Thompson as BB King.
Okay, now you're just making up stuff. Just like...
Exactly. That's exactly what we were doing. Man, don't come at us. Maybe come at Ileana.
I'm the bad guy.
Yeah. The Donald Trump movie starring Alec Baldwin as Donald Trump. You know, it's just...
Austin Butler as himself.
Everybody duck! It's Alec Baldwin! Get down!
There's just a bunch of screams.
Watch out, Donald's got a gun!
Oh my
Okay, can we just do this review? Let's go.
Okay, it's time! It's time! We've been waiting for this for so long! So, with it only being 1 week on Netflix, it has, what is this word? Amassed 21.1.
Who got unmasked?
Unmasked? The Masked Singer?
Yeah, who got unmasked?
That show sucks.
I don't watch that. I don't watch that crap.
It's stupid.
Who does it? Put it in the comments. Do you watch The Masked Singer? Who's keeping this show on rotation?
My mother-in-law.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no. It's the 50-year-olds.
It's a show for old ladies.
No.
Yeah, that's what it is.
They're like,
Can you believe it? It was that boy from that movies in the 80s.
It was 50
can't
Cent the
believe
whole time.
Oh wow.
Why do they sound Asian?
No, to me it actually sounded German. He must have a very impressive swastika.
Stop!
Not swastika.
No!
A schnitzel.
gosh, calm
A
down.
schnitzel.
That's not what I said.
Oh my
I said.
Anyways, I was talking about Netflix having 21 million views on this Avatar, The Last Airbender TV show. So keep your swashtikers to yourself, okay?
Yeah, I don't want any of that crap around here. Get the heck out of here with that. I don't like that
Not
stuff.
swastikas.
I said swashtikers.
Anyway.
I don't even care. I don't want any swashing at all.
If you haven't hit the subscribe button during all this fun yet, what are you doing? You're causing genocide right now, okay? So hit the subscribe button and become a sibling today and save the Air Nation. Anyways, episode 1 of the Netflix adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender. All right, this is finally happening. We're finally talking about it. We watched it. Katie, how are we going to run through this? How did you want us to elaborate on what we watched?
I thought maybe we could start kind of like at the beginning of the show, give our general impressions.
So it's a good place to start.
Or actually, how about this? Let's actually start with the characters themselves. We'll start with the characters.
Okay, so
How
we've got
how do you think they were portrayed by
So-
their actor?
characters. We have Aang, Ong, Katara, Sokka, Gran, Appa, Zuko, Iroh, Monkiatsu. I'm gonna call him Monk G because I don't know how to spell that. Okay, I think that's pretty much all the characters.
Azulon.
Okay, Azulon. Yes. I told you.
That wasn't.
I told
That wasn't
you.
Sozin?
No, that was
Sozin,
Sozin.
sorry.
That was Sozin.
Sorry, I was like, that doesn't sound right as I'm saying it. Sorry.
Yeah. No, but during that trailer review last week, I was like, I told her. I said it was Sozin.
Yeah.
She was like, I don't
You
know.
sure did. You
I
sure
don't know.
did.
I think that might be blah, blah, blah. All right,
Oh my
so
gosh.
Brian, let's go ahead. How did you feel about the character of the main star, Aang?
Oh, I thought Aang was excellent. Oh my gosh,
Yes.
a home run with that kid. Just the. At first, it's just the hope of the character. He's got all this cheerfulness in him. He's very bright. You can tell he's very kind and just a nice kid. Very energetic. That's what Aang is. He's
What a
full
nice
of
boy.
life and joy. Yeah,
He's a 12-year-old
what a
kid.
nice young man. What a nice young man. But that he knows what he's very conflicted when he's given the chance of what to do. You know, he's completely broadsided. You're the Avatar. You have to save the world. You know, like right now. You need to leave right now and go save the world.
Yeah.
And he's like, wait a minute. So everything about that whole conflict is done very, very well. His performances of being the last Avatar, realizing that everything was done just as well as you can with Aang. I have absolutely no complaints with the performance or the actor at all. Excellent.
I thought he.
I can agree. Absolutely. I think he stepped up to the role of Aang. He might have already been a fan of the TV show and he knew the role. He knew what he needed to do.
So there were a couple of times in the episode that, keep in mind, I've seen this show, the cartoon, maybe 50 times.
Countless, probably. It's just countless now.
Yeah. Especially this first episode, but I teared up in several spots, but more so when he found Monkey Outso's body and went into the Avatar state, and he's all confused and just angry, and he just hugs Katara, and she just holds him, and he's just sobbing. I'm like,
because like then it really shows you again, he's just a kid.
God. Oh my gosh! Like he woke up like this was like
yesterday.
All this was yesterday, yeah. And so all of this is still fresh in his mind, but it's all gone.
Yeah,
all gone.
He hit
and
that
like,
so well.
God bless. Oh, that hurt. Oh,
I wonder what acting technique he had to do to like compel himself to feel such like pain in his face.
With kid actors, the thing is they're really coached really, really well. So, and that's across the board with a lot of child performances. They're taught, it's not so much their own, but they're coached really well. So I'm not going to say that it's all on him, that he did a great job of getting deep into whatever pain he had, but he was coached well to make it seem as believable and that his pain was real. So I'll put it that way. I'm not going to say that this kid's going to get an Emmy, for best performance ever, but he did a very well job for a young actor.
I will say sometimes it seemed like when he was at his happy moments, it kind of seemed forced. Like not a little natural. It wasn't as natural as I would have liked. Like, yes, Aang, of course Aang is supposed to be this happy kid. I'm gonna throw on this giant smile. And that may have been his real reaction, but it just didn't quite seem as natural to me.
Yeah. So that's Aang. Next character is Katara. Brian?
I thought there wasn't really much for her to do in this episode. Obviously Katara has a lot more bigger episodes to come up later on in the series, but she definitely looks the part, which is very important, I think. And I think, there was definitely a motherly side to her that Katie just talked about, where she's hugging Aang. I was like, that hug is
very
motherly
Katara
right there.
That's totally Katara. To me, of all the characters, she seems like more her character.
In this adaptation, and what I think lacks a lot in maybe the animated series, is she seems like the little sister to Sokka, which she is. She is always like, good job, little sister, keep it up. Like, they let you know and remind you all the time, but because she's so motherly, she almost acts older than Sokka a lot of the time in the animated series, because she's more mature, she's got her head on straight, and Sokka's more impulsive and I don't know, instinct, whatever. And so sarcastic as well. And so in this one, Katara seems more of like, I'm going to be doing what I'm told, like, yes, big brother type of thing, which I thought was really interesting. And I quite liked her submissive side in that. Like, she is the little sister. So I don't know. I liked that they included that a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. I liked her.
Yeah, I did too. I think she has a lot more growth to go for, absolutely. But this was not her episode, like Brian said. Right. She has way more to be seen. But let's go ahead and move on to the guy himself, Sokka. Brian, what do you think?
I think it was a good first episode for Sokka. I think you get probably the best of what, I don't know. It was good, not great. I wasn't blown away completely by it, but I think in the very first episode of the cartoon, by Sokka, you're not like, whoa, this is the greatest character. What a great arc. It's a great introduction.
Well, Sokka means a lot to you because you named him having the best character arc in the entire show in an earlier Bump That episode. So I hope that, I don't know, he can fill in those shoes for you.
I
think so. I think, yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, it's just, I think this episode focuses definitely a lot more on Aang and his inner turmoil, his story. We only get to Katara and Sokka about halfway through the episode. Honestly, the first, and the whole episode is not geared
even,
around the boy in the iceberg.
Here. I actually have it going right here, and it's within 20 minutes, but there's still like a whole 40 minutes to go.
Yeah, it felt like there's a whole other story. We see the whole air nomad nation first before that, and that feels like a whole different story before we get to Sokka and Katara. So it feels like they were kind of like an afterthought, to me personally.
I actually liked how they did it. I'm jumping ahead a little bit here, but I liked how they just did it very linearly. They showed the beginning. They didn't have a flashback, which I think saves time for the series. And that also helps us understand Aang's plight a little bit more. So it's okay that they weren't it's okay that they weren't exactly the focal point at the beginning because they weren't even there. But then just after that first third of the episode is done, that whole introduction thing, then the rest is focused on them. Now with Sokka, I just don't like this casting. He didn't do a bad job, but the casting just feels like I'm taken out of the immersion. It's supposed to be a very Inuit kind of tribe. This dude is super white. Mega white. And he's got huge
A few of the other kids in the tribe are also very crackerish. I noticed too.
Yeah, and that bothers me because Sokka and Katara don't look alike at all. They're supposed to be siblings, and they don't look anything alike. So that takes me out of the immersion as well, of them having being really tight knit. But I will say this: I liked what they were doing with Sokka with the sarcasm. It was definitely there. There were little bits of humor here and there, but I thought it was just kind of dry. Not a whole lot.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. This was the first episode, so that probably they need to develop their characters even more, get into the character even more as an actor. I'm sure as the show continues on, they'll get more comfortable with being their character. I would hope at least, and they, feel it and within okay, I get this now. I'm more comfortable with being Sokka, and so let me really Sokka it out, But I don't mind the casting. I think he fits the bill other than color, which I don't really care that much about it. Not horribly. Just because everybody else in that area also looks like that. I don't know. And they're not representative of anybody in the real world as well. So
they're supposed to be Inuit.
But that's not ever described. That's not ever said.
No, but you can tell. Just like Airbenders are more Chinese, Firebenders are Japanese, Earthbenders are more how do you call that? Indian Chinese, Indo-Chinese, Indochina. And then you have Inuit.
Yeah, but that's never said, ever.
But it's implied, especially by their bending techniques. But
still,
anyway.
But even still, he did a good job with what he was given, okay? And I liked his character a lot. Every time he had an interaction with Aang or Katara, I was like, this is believable. I'm in it. So that's Sokka. Let's go to Gran. What about Gran? You can be real quick on this one.
I think they did.
Gran is such a minor. Such a minor character. I wouldn't even bring it up.
She was like, "This boy is no ordinary boy."
Right, but wasn't that really? But wasn't that really interesting though? How she knew so much about who Aang was.
No.
That wasn't interesting to you at all?
No. You're reading way too much into Gran.
I was like, how does Gran have all these answers?
Because she's old.
She's
Right?
just like, oh,
Because
yes.
she's exposition. She's supposed to know to continue to tell the story. She's not important at all.
Oh, I thought it was just interesting, like, to even point
No.
out that she knew everything.
Not at all.
No.
She knows because she needs to tell the audience what to know. That's why she knows.
But that's not how we found out. Like in the animated show, those are not how we found out. So I thought it was really interesting how they used her character this time to know those things, to tell us those things. That's why I'm saying it's interesting, because we found out through Aang that he was the Avatar. And we found out through, like, Katara that, oh, you're an air nomad. Like, those were the times that we figured it out. Not from Gran. And so this was completely different in this.
Well, it makes sense because realistically, Katara has never seen an airbender.
Right.
Yeah, but Gran.
She's never seen any bender.
Yeah, so Gran since she's old, she may have connections to, like, I don't know, texts, especially having had contact with the Northern Water Tribe.
She was from the Northern Water Tribe.
Exactly, so she had to travel. So
That's
she
why
must have-
I'm saying it's interesting that Gran knew everything, that she was the one who filled us in. That's why it's interesting that they changed it.
Nah, I don't care.
Yeah.
Y'all are
Sorry, buddy.
Boring! Gosh.
I did way too much into it, dog. Sorry,
Yeah.
man.
All right, Appa. We got Appa.
Not enough Appa. Give me more. The
Yeah.
Appa that we got was excellent, and I'm like, more.
More! Yeah.
It was okay. He was okay.
No,
there needs to be
love
more
the little
Appa.
I love the noises he makes, and I love just the nose tickles, and I love it.
Appa is a strong character. You Appa's Lost Day hater, okay? So,
It's
hate
not what I'm
animals.
talking about.
You
That's not what I'm talking
are
about.
against to the max PETA.
Appa hate must be stopped. So, I'm
Look,
going to be
I'm gonna
more Appa rights. Okay?
I'm gonna put it to you
Momo.
this way. All right, one of the best examples of like a physical actor creature that's also CGI at the same time is what is that
Porgs?
movie about the kid that goes to the monsters and
Where the
he's
monsters
dressed
live.
up in a monster
What?
what is that
Yeah,
book called?
I know what you're talking
That
about.
movie?
Maurice Sendak. It's a book also.
Where
Yeah.
the wild things are?
Yeah, that's it. Where the monsters
Okay.
scream in your bed.
All right, so in that film, those are people wearing costumes, right? But their faces are CGI'd to actually give them like physical expressions and everything. That's what they needed to do with Appa. It just wasn't believable to me as much as it could have been. But that's just me. That's
Oh,
just
I
my
think that would
take.
have looked
Fine.
awful.
That's just me.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
it's not, it
I
doesn't
don't
look
know,
the
it's-
best. I'll agree with you. It does not look the best or believable, but doing that would have looked worse, I think.
All I know is
thought it
then
looked fine.
I want a like a 1980s Star Wars level Appa. That's what I want, and I'll never ever get that. Nobody will ever do that for me. So I just shut up now and forget about it.
All
I'm
right,
sorry we can't do that for you.
next one,
Yeah.
Zuko.
I like the Zuko.
I like our Zuko.
I think he needs to be a little more fiery. But I liked him.
Look, Zuko was good, but he also did a lot of this.
Yeah,
So angry.
I'm so seething
He
right
did that
now.
so much. I was like, okay, you gotta take it back just a little
Can you
bit.
tell I'm
Let's
angry?
see what's some of that
Yeah.
inside.
I'm angry.
He's
Yeah.
definitely an angsty teenager, and I think that's fine. That's what they
what he's
are.
That's what he's supposed to
But
be.
he's just like-
Exactly.
Like, he should have really had, like, if he had fire come out of his nostrils, or smoke, or steam,
That would have
I don't
been
know,
the
maybe it
most
would've
Bugs
sold me
Bunny
more.
thing I'd ever seen in my life.
Whoa,
I'm
whoa,
glad
whoa,
they had
whoa.
better
Right.
not
It would
do
have been.
that.
Yeah.
No,
But that's the
no.
thing. It was just like, it was a little cartoony for me, for Zuko. I love Zuko, and I think the kid did great, but it was a little over the top. Just a little bit.
In fact, Zuko does that. He does that twice, actually. Like, smoke comes out of his nose. He does that only when he's trying to get out of the ice or something. And then when Uncle Iroh has to stop and get his Pai Sho tile from the market.
Yeah. But that's fine. He's an angsty teen. He's like,
that is cartoony.
That's his example of like stomping his foot or like, you're ruining my life, Uncle. I hate you. Like, that's his thing.
And
it's
his
like
scar, his scar should have been more messed up.
Yeah,
That's
they
what
needed to.
I said that last time.
They
Like,
need to
I
pull
needed
that
his-
eye down a little bit too, because it looks too
Yes.
much like the other one.
It's too much. Looked like a birthmark, and it's
And
like
it needs
this
to
guy
cover
still
more of
looks
his
pretty good.
face, and it needs to be different pigments.
Well, it needed to
It's-
the
it's-
eye. The eye was the really give it away point.
It looks like he got slapped.
That's what it looked like. That's what it looked like after Will Smith slapped Chris Rock on stage.
She went there.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Can we talk about Iroh now?
All right,
This
moving
is the one I
on.
was
No.
waiting
this
for.
is-
Oh wait, yeah, we are
This
there.
is
We're on
the
This
Iroh.
is the biggest.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not good.
It is so bad.
It's bad.
He reminded me of Prince Zuko. Come join me and eat
Oh
this cake.
no!
Eat this
It's
cake.
bad.
really
Have
that
some
bad?
And I
jasmine
know that
tea.
I've seen this actor before. I don't
Yes.
know who he is. I've seen him before, and he's done other
He's in
great
the Mandalorian.
things.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he's like, try treachery.
It's more fun.
Yeah, it's more fun.
Are you Brian in the same opinion?
No, look. I hate to say it, but when he had very limited screen time. Very limited screen. But every time he was on there, I thought he was like the meme of John Travolta in Pulp Fiction, like like where do I need to go? What am I supposed to be doing now? I'm not sure I'm following. Like, he's like, what? Huh?
Yeah.
What? So it's like,
Yeah, whenever he talked about jasmine tea, it's like, just say tea. Just say tea. We know he likes jasmine specifically, but you don't need to say it every time he talks about tea. Also, the conversation he had with Aang was not very organic. It seemed very rehearsed, very
Yes.
scripted.
Yes.
It was
It was
not.
it was more like reading a fortune cookie than a very organic conversation.
Like, you're talking to the Avatar, but he's also a child. Like,
but he was like, I mean,
he said,
in the
he was like, well,
cartoon-
what do you believe? Do you believe that? He's like, my opinion
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Let's just
Yeah.
talk it over some tea. And it's like, what? What kind of conversation was that?
so it kind of makes you think, like, at all in the original animated show, what was Iroh's main intentions? Did he really want to capture Aang at all? Did he?
Right.
He
Did
just
he
wanted
really
to
not care?
protect his nephew.
Yeah, he was there for Zuko. And that was it.
Yeah. So if everything went to plan and Zuko caught Aang, and would he have been like, all right, sweet, we did it, good job.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
And that's where
I
growth. That's where you see the growth in season 2, where he's like, "What now, Prince Zuko? He's here on your doorstep," or like, "You have the bison. You never think about what to do next. Like, you're just so impulsive." So, I'm glad that Zuko had never gotten Aang to that point where Iroh could have had that conversation with him, like, well, release him, because where's your humanity, Prince Zuko? Like, those conversations
don't
never
know.
happened. That happened organically. And this one, it was like, oh, Iroh, what are you doing here? You're the good guy, right? Like, you may have gone into Ba Sing Se, but we all know you're actually a sweetheart at heart, right?
Yeah, so I don't know. But you know that during the siege of Ba Sing Se, Iroh killed people. You know, he wasn't just there.
Was
I mean,
a different man back then.
I will
you.
unleash
How it
tenfold
should
on
have
you.
been- How it should have been in juxtaposition with the first episode, he should have been tired and annoyed.
Yes, because they had
That's
been on the boat
exactly-
for so long.
Yeah, and he's like, you're not gonna find anything. Your father and grandfather have been at this for their entire life, and they failed. What makes you think you're gonna do? Like, that's what he should have been like. Not, sometimes there are two sides to a coin, and when you flip the coin, you get an outcome.
A banana.
Yeah, some sort of like weird philosophy that, you know, just that's pointless. That's where it was awful.
I
did not
hope
like it.
hope they've got better writing for him, because he probably just did what he could with what they gave him, honestly. Like, he doesn't have any say on what's written, and he's like, oh, I guess I'll say the line.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make
Well,
sense.
And the delivery of the line, he's just like,
Yeah. Adjustment D. Oh, yes. All right, moving on. Monk Gyatso. And then we have one more.
I liked him a
brilliant,
lot.
heartbreaking,
So
devastating.
tragic. He did such a
Devastating.
good job.
And you know, I read a lot of posts. I've read so many posts, y'all, of people
What?
complaining about.
Don't tell me. Why?
Wait.
Who?
Want me to
Don't tell
you or
me.
not?
Don't tell me,
No,
but tell me.
no. I haven't
Here's
read these
why.
posts. You're telling me there are posts out there. You're telling me there are posts out there where people are saying Gyatso sucked or something?
No. That he got gypped.
Okay.
What? No, he
That
didn't.
got gypped. In that, when in the animated series, he's surrounded by skeletons of the Fire Nation. They're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He got gypped because he killed those people. He was supposed to be a bad mother.
Mama Jamma.
And he was supposed to have decimated all of those people and gone out fighting, but here he's protecting the kids, and he doesn't really fight. He's defense all the way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look.
What?
Does that
I
make
didn't-
him
I
less
didn't
of
get
a
that at all.
hero? Yeah, and I'm thinking, you people, does that make him less of a hero and make his story less tragic? Give me a break. You guys are sick. You guys are sick.
Wait a minute. Like, what do you want? You want him to be sucking the air out of the Fire Nation's
I mean, somebody
bodies or
should have.
something?
In my opinion.
I mean, the
somebody-
Fire
your
Nation,
people are being murdered.
they did
and
not
it was
hold back.
very graphic,
So,
and
But
it
they
was
were-
awesome.
look.
They should have been doing that.
but they were
Uh,
also empowered by the comet, so it makes sense that their bending wouldn't have made sense to be so strong and powerful. He's not the Avatar.
Good point.
Okay?
Good point.
They
Good
were
point.
so powerful because that was the comet was empowering them. Now, if Aang had
And-
been there and he had been stronger, I'm sure he would have been the one to suck out their lungs and.
No.
But however, this
No,
was Monk
look.
Gyatso though.
No, I thought Gyatso was like kicking butt and taking names the whole time.
Yeah,
I didn't.
and then
I
he
had
was-
no.
and then
I
he
never
was
at
put
any
into a
point thought
corner.
that. Yeah, I never at one point thought that. Oh, this guy is just a pushover.
No,
you know,
I didn't
was
think
like,
so
oh,
either.
yeah,
He's a
this guy
master.
is. This guy's gonna go down without a fight, and there was so many scenes of all the airbenders. There was the air nomad, a lady, who was
Oh, she
just
was a
dominating,
boss.
dude.
Yeah.
She was just kicking, like slaughtering dudes. But then, yeah, she just got overpowered because of the comet. You know, she was holding her own for a good long time. You know,
Until she
man.
couldn't, and then burned
Until
to
she
a
couldn't.
crisp.
yikes!
fire
This is a part of
tornado.
the show. This is a part of the show that they didn't have in the cartoon at all. People are like,
Oh my gosh.
The very beginning, when that Earth Nation guy, that Earthbender, is in the Fire Nation trying to get that intel.
Bro, they started it right off.
Woo!
I was like, oh, this is gonna be one of those shows. Okay.
I'm like, okay, bring it. This is awesome.
You guys seen The Boys on Amazon Prime? Well, here
No,
it's on
this is like-
Netflix.
Now it's
This is
The
Game of
Boy.
Thrones Dracarys kind of dragon fire.
Yeah. No, I think they did Monk Gyatso well, very well. And
Monk Gyatso was awesome.
the conversation,
great.
man. The conversation he has with Aang, where he's like, I will always be your friend. I felt that. I felt that in my
I was thinking
gut.
about that today at a friend of mine. She's a teenager. She got baptized this evening, and I was like, I will always be your friend.
When you've got mentors, man, you build relationships with them. Like, people want to be like, oh, you can't have like kid relationships with adults. That's creepy and grooming. It's like, no, you can have mentorships. It doesn't have to go into a creepy realm, okay? Aang and Gyatso loved each other in a mentorship friendship. That is okay. I'm sure Gyatso looked at Aang as his own son and Aang back at like him as a father figure, but still in a friendly way. That was beautiful and done so well.
People don't need
Anyways,
to pervert it.
no,
You
don't
nasties.
make it nasty.
You weirdos.
Yucky.
Who's saying that is?
Oh, honey, you sweet summer child. You can, okay, so if you go on a lot of these fan sites on
Yeah, like the
on
community
Facebook,
fan sites on Facebook. Those
Don't.
people
it
are
is so divided.
toxic.
It is so divided.
Don't.
You have people that are like, this
I
is
don't
an
wanna hear
abomination.
that,
And then you have people saying, screw you. This is great.
Yeah.
This is great.
What are you
Those people are
talking
yucky.
about?
Okay, let me
I
pull it
don't
up.
get
Let me
it.
pull, let me
I
show
don't-
you. No, let me get there.
Dude,
hang on a
I don't
second.
understand. Why do people do this stuff, man?
Because they love to hate on stuff,
it's not-
man.
But look, I
And like,
I,
and
love hating on stuff.
as the resident hater of this podcast, okay, I will claim that because I'm always like, we don't need it. No one cares. Whatever. This is stupid and pointless. Like,
Look,
no, there is
I
a
love
point in
hating on
time.
stuff. I've made a career out of hating on stuff, but it never once at one point was Gyatso like Aang, yummy or anything like that. I don't even, why would you even bring that up?
Oh, ew. That's gross.
Let's see.
Sickos.
My BF told me that this is a nitpicking, and maybe it is, but this little detail was so cute. And that's about Suki. I'm not there yet.
Wait. You sift
No,
through.
They were gonna say, I just finished the show. I thought it was pretty good. What is everyone's thoughts on the show? Let's see, the 69 comments. I think it's a nice take on the story. Nothing will be exact. Really like it. I liked it. I think it was too rushed. It wasn't bad. It was fine. I liked it. So, for the most part, these are positive. Mid-show.
Yes.
Some shows should be left the way they are. It doesn't need live action. Wait, what? Baku. Oh, okay, you didn't watch it, dummy head. My issue with it is that it was so fast-paced, it doesn't allow you to connect with the characters. Comparing it
Okay,
to
I
the
can see
other
that.
one, that doesn't make sense. I'm split. It was cool. Main three cast in early episodes were a little let down. There were a few times I thought, why have they done / changed this, but generally I enjoyed it. Okay, so for the most part, these are positive. However, when you get to the negative, it is very negative. Let's see.
Oh, this is one. Okay, this is on Instagram. Completely messed up the storyline. I'm 30 minutes into the first episode and I can already tell you completely departed from the original series. It's such a mess. For example, Aang didn't have the bison whistle until book 2 when they took it off of the pirates.
Okay,
That's
shut up.
Not even true.
That's a little
Yes,
too
thank
much.
you.
That's dumb.
Uh,
no, but
they
it's,
just-
that's pointless.
No, that is true.
That doesn't even.
But yeah, it doesn't matter.
No, that's
so
true.
trivial.
But who cares?
It's so
But it doesn't
trivial.
matter. Exactly. It doesn't matter at all. Period. You're gonna let that ruin the show for you? Get out of here.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I'm not seeing.
Awkward, inexperienced acting, poor character develop, poor chemistry between actors and characters, poor ability to condense story, replacing Roku's relationship with Aang and giving it to Kyoshi, which was extremely important to the progression of the story, was a huge mistake. Blah blah blah.
Well,
actors don't have an understanding of characters' context and history, leading to the stale, emotionless responses. It's as if the writers and directors received a summarized explanation of the show and made that the meat and potatoes. The play from episode The Ember Island Players was more accurate than this adaptation. That's bad. They did Katara wrong. She has nearly no personality and barely any lines. They made Commander Zhao, blah, blah, blah. I won't say what that is. If you know nothing about the anime, it's probably not as bad, though. But there's contradictions throughout the episode. So...
All right, let's go back to our own take, though. These takes are, dime a dozen.
Really quick, before we continue, with this in mind... Right now, as of this recording, season 2 has not been greenlit.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes.
Wow. And with it making
to say that,
with it having so many views.
Are you sure? Is that confirmed?
I am 100% positive. As of this recording today, February 28th. It has not been greenlit yet.
All right, our last one.
They're talking about it, but it has not been greenlit.
Our last one, and then we're gonna end the episode here. All right, because this is just gonna be character introductions and how it went. Sozin, this is the last one. Sozin.
What a bad dude. That guy is
bad mamma jamma. They really made him scary.
Oh,
but
man.
I was like, wow, what a departure from him being like a nice guy, friend of the Avatar, to being like, I'm just gonna dominate. I don't even care.
I'm gonna.
He freaking let Roku die.
I'm gonna burn these people to a crisp.
Yeah, but at one point, he and Roku were buddies. I mean, at one point, he did try to rescue. He did try to rescue. He did try to rescue Roku.
Even when he was so old and near death, he tried everything.
So I was like a little taken back, like, dang, this dude is a complete 180. He's ready to,
Going back to Iroh real quick, his comment about, the Fire Nation just loves to move and take things and expand. I was like, what on earth kind of comment is that? That was weird. It like explained too much and being like too aware, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but no, I think using Sozin and showing the actual genocide, like I said, hit that genocide subscribe button, all right, was a really interesting way to open up the show. And for us to see that now that we're definitely all grown up from watching it as children. So, I don't know.
I can't wait to watch episode 2.
I can't wait! Tomorrow! But yeah, that's just the introduction of the characters and what we saw. I think that was needed to be talked about before we go into like what the music was like, what the animation was like. We'll get into that in the next episode for sure, but definitely needed to talk about the characters in depth in this one.
Rotten Tomatoes gave the whole season a 68%. I can't wait to see why.
That's not terrible.
It's not terrible.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
That's fresh. That's fresh, right?
No, that's not fresh.
Don't you have to get like a 70% to get fresh?
70?
I thought it was 70.
70 to get fresh.
But even still, usually, I'll say that anime live action adaptations on Netflix fail miserably. Okay, they do so. One Piece is the exception, but Full Metal Alchemist, Death Note, all those types of ones, they are not.
Death Note was really bad.
They're bad, and so for this one to have made it this far and look as good as it does just from episode 1 is telling, in my opinion.
And they can only go up from here. Come on.
Yeah, with like some of the acting, it's gonna get better. They're gonna get more comfortable with their characters.
Animation, I thought the bending was so good.
It looks so cool.
Oh,
it looks so cool.
Well, I'm gonna tell you one thing. This is the God's honest truth. This is, you can print this in the Bible. It is better. A million times better than Shyamalan.
Oh,
I thought that went without saying.
Hands down.
Everybody agrees.
The only thing that could have given like a ooh was Katara waterbending. That looked a little bit Shyamalama Ding Dong-y, but
no, I thought it was pretty good.
But she's also a novice, so it's okay.
You know what Shyamalama Ding Dong did? If you go back and watch it, she's got like this water ball, and it's dripping water.
It's dripping water everywhere.
It stays the same size, and it's like, wait, it's losing mass. How is it the same size?
Huh? This isn't
That's
sciencing.
not physically
Shyamalan's
possible.
like, shh.
Yeah.
He's doing the Momo shush.
Get it?
But anyways, that will conclude this week's episode. I'm really glad we're here now. Next week we'll be going over episode 2. We're not rushing through this, y'all. We are going to be going this step by step, heart to heart.
What's episode 2 titled? What's the title?
My butt.
Okay.
My trench foot.
Your halitosis. It is called... Brian hates us, by the way.
It's okay.
He's
stuck with us for life.
Warriors. It is called Warriors.
All right.
Oh, there he is. It is called Warriors.
There we go.
Warriors.
Suki
All right.
time.
So we finally get to watch the next episode.
She did outstanding. Apparently, she did outstanding. So we'll see.
Who did outstanding?
I'll be the judge of that.
Who did?
Suki.
Snooki.
Oh.
Snooki
Bauman.
Snooki from Jersey Shore.
Suki Bauman.
Suki.
Hey y'all, I've come to, save the world. Okay?
Okay.
Just shut up and listen.
Okay.
Just shut up and listen.
Anyways, that will conclude this week's episode. We've got Brian in this corner.
I'm the Avatar. Yep.
That was an interesting one too. Anyways, KT in this corner.
Try treachery. It's more fun. Do it. Do it now.
That makes me think of the silly Captain Rabbit King. Silly
Okay.
Captain Rabbit King, crunch or
Cereals
for the youth.
Crunch is for, yeah. Or no, Captain
Lucky
Rabbit King.
No, Lucky Captain Rabbit King.
That's it.
And I'm Ileana, your host, signing off on yet another episode of Bump That. We will. Oh my gosh. What am I saying? We'll see you guys in next week's episode, okay? Bye bye.